Radin. Okay, so you have a pretty decent little business happening here and you're starting to grow a following on social media. And then an inevitable and horrifying realization arrives. You start to finally understand that you need to start filming yourself and talking to the camera, and you're having a really hard time accepting that fact. But listen, filming yourself for social media, it isn't as hard as you may think, or as many people tell you it is. As long as you can be patient with yourself, be honest, and stay in the moment while you're making it, all will be well, you will be fine. And as an added bonus, doing this is going to help build up your self-confidence, how well you know yourself, and how well-spoken you are. The reality of the social media world is that the people who follow you want to see you. And I mean, really see you. Think about it. If you're following an influencer or a YouTuber, you're seeing them and only them. You're following them because you want to see and hear them. You want to hang out with them, right? So let's pause for a moment and reflect on the fact that it isn't any different in a local business. Take myself, for example. I post what I believe are the most amazing photos and videos with perfect color grades and beautiful stories, and they do all right, but nobody cares really. I mean, I throw a photo of my face up or a talking head video about something that I just happen to be thinking about, and it performs 3 to 4 times better in the likes and interactions department. I worked really hard on the photos and videos and I'm really excited about them, but it doesn't mean that your audience wants to see them or my audience wants to see them, right? So it's taken me a long time to realize this and to accept it. But social media is just that. It is social. If we look closer into these definitions of the word, we'll find that at the core of everything social, the common thread is humankind. People socialize with other people, not photos and videos of inanimate objects. And when we pull back the layers even more, imagine if you were at a party, okay? Now, you're wanting to talk to this guy, Frank, because you are familiar with his business and you know that you like his mindset and you'd like to learn more from him. Okay, so you find him and you start a conversation with him and everything's going good. He's a good conversationalist, so he's asking you a lot of questions. And then eventually the conversation comes around to you and you start to ask him a few questions about what he does. Frank then proceeds to look down. He takes off his right shoe. He's a cobbler and he holds the shoe up. He just looks at you and you try to get more detail about certain things and he just keeps holding the shoe up. That would be super awkward. You'd probably go home early and start to feel a little bit strange and question humankind. That's where we're at when we're dehumanizing our brand on Instagram, Facebook, and any of these other platforms. As people, we are social creatures, and indeed, we need to be social on social media. We look at others as mirrors. We see the best and worst of ourselves in them and their actions. Might I suggest that you give your audience what they're after, and I'll do the same for myself. Now, in this realm, we need to be realistic. And yes, sometimes we do need to sprinkle in other things to share. So images and videos of inanimate objects that have to do with your business. Since I painted my picture so eloquently and you're seeing what I'm seeing now, let's dive into the top 5 tips on how to film yourself better so you don't feel super awkward and potentially cause more damage to your psyche than you already have. You gotta write. It doesn't matter where or when you write or even how much you do, just write. You're gonna choose your medium, so use paper pads, sticky notes, get a little notebook, Word document, Google Doc, or something else that I've never heard of, and then just get it all out. Write about your opinions, write about your likes and dislikes, about what you do best and what you could improve upon. Once you've written enough, you'll get to a point where you can start to take little snippets of what you've said and you're gonna distill them down into talking points for videos. Okay, so now it's time to film. So depending on your industry, you're going to choose a setting that really sort of assists what you're getting across. If you're a car salesman, sit in a car or stand beside a car. Massage therapist, you're gonna hang out in a room with a massage bed. This list goes on, but you get the picture. So to start, just hold your phone. We don't have to get fancy here. Hit record and go. One of the best quotes I've heard as of late is, there's nothing to it but to do it. If you aren't good at remembering talking points, then distilling them down into a minute or so of information, you're gonna wanna use a teleprompter. Luckily, your phone is a screen and a camera in one. You can download an app for that, right? There's plenty of them out there. Pick your app, upload the script, and away you go. Now you gotta be honest with yourself. When we're filming ourselves, we need to get really blunt and drop the ego. I mean, is this good? Would I like watching this if I came across it and I was interested in this niche that I'm talking about? Don't think about what other people think of you. Be honest and make things that you love. And if you like it, there's gonna be people out there like you who like it as well. So that about does it. That's my top 5 secret tips and tricks for filming yourself. Remember to do this as regularly as you can, and don't be afraid of speaking your truth. Be yourself, and your audience will really appreciate you for it. Pay attention to feedback and interact with what your audience is communicating with you about. There's going to be a lot of answers to questions you may have regarding the right content direction to take. Look for the signs and adjust as you move along. Just begin, and the rest will fall into place. Oh, and I almost forgot this. I have a bonus tip for you. I would buy a lav mic. A lav mic is one of those microphones like this, and it just clips onto your shirt and it sounds great. I have one that goes into my phone, and it's by a company called Rode, and it costs about $100. There's cheaper ones as well, but that one's really high quality, so it's the one I would recommend. It's just a tiny little mic, and it makes a world of difference. I mean, having good sounding audio is one of the best things that you can do to improve the quality of your videos, and it really helps to increase retention rates as well.